Another evening or morning or midnight of enlightenment, eh? And fun. George Carlin left the planet recently, and going through his stuff, did a vast amount of great material. I found this. And I illustrated it. Can you see it? Should I move it?
Yeah, no, I have it.
You have it all.
Yeah.
This is the short but true George Carlin's History of America. Howard Zinn did a History of America, People's History of America. It's a great book. This is a complement to that. This is Carlin speaking. This country was founded by slave owners who wanted to be free, right? A group of slave owners who wanted to be free. So they killed a lot of white English people, in order to continue owning the white English people's black African people. Why? So they could wipe out the red Indian people and move west and steal the rest of the land from the brown Mexican people and give them a place to take off and drop their nuclear weapons on the yellow Japanese people. You know what the motto of this country ought to be? Yes. You give us a color and we'll wipe it out. And this country is continuing, unfortunately, in that grand tradition. Here are some of the illustrations I found to illustrate the illustrations. Here we see a man with a gun shooting, a Native American. And who is it? Why, it's the phone ringing. We'll interrupt the...
All right.
Now, where were we before we were so rudely interrupted? Yes, round about 1803, right after the Louisiana Purchase, the U.S. government purchased 1/3 of America's entire Middle West, from France. I didn't know that France owned 1/3 of the U.S., did you, at one time? Let's see, I thought there were hundreds and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of Native Americans living there. How much were they paid for it? Well, why? I don't think they were ready to sell it. Anyway, they got in the way of the Lewis and Clark expedition, some of these Native Americans. So Captain Lewis, this is titled Captain Lewis Shooting an Indian. And it's from the same period that their books came out, their account came out. And if you look in the distance, you can see two, they must be white Americans holding an Indian up so that the captain can shoot him from a distance. And the next picture on my right, it must be your left, right? Your
Which
left.
one? Which one do we want?
The Indian. I mean the black person.
Where is that?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I see.
The black person
I see.
over
Okay.
here. You see him?
All right. Let me get it.
Okay,
Yeah.
we got him.
All right.
And the legend underneath says, "Am I not a man and a brother?" That's British, around 1785, and it was the motif of an anti-slavery society in Great Britain. Most of us don't know it, but the Brits abolished slavery early on, around 1815, I think. Wage slavery was something else. That's still going on in England and Great Britain and India and China and America. As a matter of fact, the white slave owners of the United States of the South used the Bible as proof of their validity, because in the Bible there are slaves. Jews owned slaves. Can you imagine that? That isn't nice. And when people in the North protested about the slavery in the South, some of the southern plantation owners had a great answer. They said, you have, in the North, we have slavery, yes. And when there's no work, like in our winters, we feed our slaves. But in the North, you have wage slavery. And when the wage slaves are not producing anything, you don't feed them. They go out in the street. They have nothing to eat. Sort of an interesting argument. And let's see, let me find him here. Here we are. This is by a woman, Chicano artist. Her name is Yolanda Lopez. She still works as an artist and teacher, I believe, somewhere in the Southwest or California. Well, California's almost the Southwest.
All right, it's 7 minutes.
It is?
Yeah.
Who's the illegal alien pilgrim? And here we have this is later on. This cartoon from the cover of the Old Life magazine for December 28th, 1899 was captioned, "Our expansive uncle, but it's only temporary." It was a wry comment on the widely held view that the will of Providence, manifested destiny, compelled the United States to expand beyond its borders, even at the cost of war, to save less fortunate people from barbarians. The white man's burden always falls on someone else. And there's been a long history in America of complaints about these things. For instance, that picture of the black slave that was taken and used. That was taken and used by the American anti-slavery movement. But going back even further, a Fuller, from the Buckminster Fuller ancestors, he was either a delegate from Maine or from Massachusetts. He refused to sign the Constitution, to adopt the Constitution, because it allowed and made prosper slavery for a country fighting for freedom, supposedly. And during the Mexican War, Thoreau refused to pay taxes. He went to jail for it. Emerson bailed him out. And Mark Twain opposed the Spanish-American War. We have 1 minute left.
At 40
yeah,
seconds.
That might be how much we have left to save this country. So, what are you going to do about it? We do whatever we can. Maybe you could do. You got any ideas? Okay, good luck. We'll all need it.